Hello and a warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Scotsman1984. Today I have a menu 3 from the Armia Russi. If I've said that correctly, that translates to the Russian Army. This is the second ration that I got from Delicious in the post. This is what looks to be menu 3 of the Russian 24-hour ration. I believe this is the standard issue ration to Russian armed forces. This bit here translates to Army of Russia or Russian Army. Armia Russi is the way it was pronounced on Google Translate. This is an individual diet and it translates to the power. I'm not 100% sure. Of course, Google Translate does try and turn that into hot as a translation, so I'm not 100% sure if that's right. But there's not much on it. There's just information of where it was manufactured, and I believe here it is the Georgian processing facility or something like that. The Georgian facility within Russia. It's got the calorie information. If this is menu 3, this should be the information we're looking for here. So this is got a date. It looks like 22/09/15 was when it was manufactured, and it is to be used by 22/07/17. So we'll open this up and have a look. It's a nice box. It's got a carry handle for all your carrying needs. If I can get this to come off. So it has a carry handle, so that you can stack them and pull them and carry it about. So let's see how this opens. It has been folded over and glued, so we're just going to open it up like that, I would have thought. Right, so I've just moved the camera so we can see, so I'm thinking that this is the way to open it. There we go. So it's a sort of foil lined, and there is a hole so you can put your finger in and grab the box out. Oops. So there's lots of smells coming off this one. There's a weird smell in the box. I don't know if that's just the foil, but here we go. So we have 3 spoons, and they're the kind of ones that you get out of a takeaway or something like that. It's just a flimsy spoon. So there's 3 of them, 3 meals. And we have the Army biscuits, I believe these will be, produced in 2015. And it looks like we have different style maybe. We have 2 blue and 2 green. Be interesting to find out, but I would assume they might be like, they look like wholemeal and they're just normal, but we'll translate them up and find out. We have what looks like a pate, and that's got a shelf life up to 2018, it says. And there's another pate, I would assume, and again 2018, manufactured 2015. And this, I believe, is a fruit drink powder, probably cherry, raspberry, and probably peach or apricot. Very much like the 3 in my last ration, the last Russian ration I did, the Special Forces one. I think these are the older style packs. I think the ones that I had were new style because I've seen these in a video before. And we have what looks like the apple, maybe apple jam, something like that. It's like a jam, green, I just assume it's apple. And some chocolate. Has to be chocolate. What else could that be on the front there? Nothing else. Let's have a look at this. This is the stove. It feels like a flimsy metal stove, and maybe 3 fuel tablets in there again. So it's pretty much like the other stove from the other ration that I did. but it's in a slightly different bag. And that looks like the same text, so I'm assuming that this will be the cheese. And an apple sauce, an apple pudding perhaps. Just trying to flatten out a bit so you can see it. It looks like it's 100% fruit. So that must be an apple sort of sauce or pudding. And these will be sugar, 20 grams. And I've no idea, it could be a water purifying tablet, it could be a vitamin tablet. We'll try and figure that one out, because the writing's off the side. It could be a desiccant pack for all I know, but we'll figure that out. Oh, these are hopefully they're exactly like the other matches that I had. Doesn't look like they're in as good a package, but if they're anything like the matches I had, they look the same. The matches like the other one, they were absolutely brilliant. And these are some sort of hand wipe. And that looks like bacon, some sort of well, that's a good question. Maybe it's another sort of pate or something, but a bacon style. There's a lot of tubs in this one. Not 100% sure what that is. I can't quite make out. Maybe some sort of thing. And we have a problem because that, as you can see, something has it burst. Something is leaking. Don't think it's either of them. It's probably going to be this. Seeing that doesn't look. So that looks like maybe some sort of stew with beans, green beans. I mean, these all seem stable. Let me just. That seems airtight. Seems airtight. Seems airtight. And that seems airtight as well. Who knows? We'll figure it out eventually. But it's a greasy, could be from one of these. I have no idea, no pictures. 250 grams, but we'll translate that up. 2015. Looks like meatballs. Obviously, maybe some pasta in there, or they do look sort of like French fries. I don't think they'll be French fries. I think it'll just be meatballs in like maybe mushrooms and tomato. Again, shelf life 2018. So let's have a look what else we have in here. Tea bags times 2. Some sort of elephant brand. I'm assuming that's packaged in 2015. And this is coffee. It's like 2 grams of coffee in there. And I'm pretty sure that is salt. And we have, this is a pepper, maybe like a chili pepper, maybe a spice, or it might just be pepper. Well, no, something tells me that might be salt. Something rings a bell about that. So I'll translate these. I'm not 100% sure what they are. But this seems like some sort of tablet. It's different to this other tablets that are in here. It looks like we have 3 of these in total. I'll put them like that. And then some other sort of tablet. Maybe like a vitamin C vitamin tablet. A pack of the Stimorol chewing gum. Looks like maybe grape or something like that. No idea what that is. It's got some dates on it. Looks like maybe a calorie or nutritional value, maybe something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Weights. And it does come with 1 knife and 3 napkins. So I'll put all that out so we can have a quick look. So I'm going to go do some translating and figure out exactly what everything is and see if I can figure out where that leak's coming from. There's definitely an oil in something. It looks like something has leaked, but nothing seems to be leaking. But it could have been from when it was sealed. It could have just happened to have been lying on it. But we'll see. Everything looks okay. Everything looks nice and fresh. It's all in date. So I'll go translate everything up, and I'll try and get into 3 meals. And then the first meal will be the breakfast style portion. Right, so I've done translating. It's taken me just over an hour, nearly, well, okay, closer to 2 hours. I have translated it. What it looks like is the power, individual diet, the power. I think it means it's for an officer. What gave it away is the first thing I went to translate is this, and this translates to officers standard. So it's you can see by the stars, it looks like it's an officer's chocolate. So I believe this is an officer's. That would understand what the power meant. So I believe that this is a dark chocolate, or when you put that together, it comes up as bitter chocolate. It's an officer's chocolate bar. So I believe this is an officer's meal kit. So breakfast. I decided I'm going to have a cup of tea. We'll have the beef porridge, the rice porridge with beef. We'll try the cheese. We'll make up a cherry drink. We'll try the chocolate. We'll try the hand wipe. We'll try the 2 crackers. To make things a little bit different, I'm going to boil these because they're in this kind of container. I'm going to boil them just because I don't want to burn what's in this. I'm very keen, and I want to save this stove for trying outside, and I want to keep that. So I'm going to boil these. If you want to see me use one of these stoves, I'll put a link into my last Russian ration in the details below. So I'm going to go boil this up and get some hot water and stuff for the coffee. And we're going to use some crackers from each, so we'll try the plain flour star crackers. So we'll take a couple of each. We'll take a couple of the plain ones, and we'll take a couple of the wholemeal ones. And we have our processed cheese. And that just looks the same as the last time, a little bit more oily than last time perhaps. And we have our officer's chocolate. Let's try this. Let me see that bar. It's quite a softish chocolate to break up. Obviously you can split that up through your meal. I'll just leave it there so you can see. And we have our jam, the apple jam. And what I'll do is I'm going to cut just a bit there so I can spread it out. I'll do that in a minute. So I've got some hot water, and we're going to make some black tea with the Royal Elephant Indian tea. Chocolate on my finger. Chocolate's soft and it melts quite easy, so just don't think I've made a mess. But there's the tea bag for the Indian black tea. So we'll leave that there. I'm going to use some sugar. I like a sweet tea when I'm not using coffee whitener or milk. Well, I don't use milk personally, but I mean coffee whitener. And we have 200 mils of water for, it says, if I can see again, to be dissolved in a glass of 200 mils of water. This doesn't say anything about a multivitamin drink. I'm sure the newer style are multivitamin drinks. I'm sure that's what it said. And these are not easy to open. I'm just going to grab my knife and cut that. So it just looks exactly like the other one. It just looks like a crystal sugar. So what I'll do is I'll leave that to sit for a while. So this was too hot to touch, the metal. It's still very hot. I'll just wipe away some of that water. Let's open this up now that it's been boiled up. Just looks pretty much exactly the same as before. Just try to stir that in because it looks like there's some juice on the bottom, so it could be a bit of a sauce. So this looks a lot more appetizing than the last ration where I had this. So let's see if this tastes any different. This looks different to the fact that let me get that right up to the camera. The bits of beef that are in there are a lot smaller chunks, and there's no grizzly bits of fat. So let's give this a try, and I hope that it's tasting different. That is a genuine improvement. Maybe because I've boiled it up and heated it better. It's not burnt like the tin had on the last one. But what a taste. There's no grizzly fatty bits to this. This is just rice, beef and the sauce, and it tastes really good. It's not a strong beefy taste. It's just it's a very light beefy taste to it, and the rice is just cooked perfectly. So that is 100 times better than the last one I had. I was a bit worried, but not at all. That was absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we'll use our knife, and we will. Well, first off, I'm going to try these crackers. So this is the wholemeal one. Obviously, a lot darker than the other one. Yeah, that's good. That's a proper wholemeal flavour cracker. Not too much salt in that, and that tastes really nice. So I'm just going to try this one just because I want to compare the crackers. You can see it's a lot lighter. Yeah, so that tastes more floury, and it tastes nice. It's not salty at all. It's not sweet. Neither of them are sweet, and it's a lot more floury. So that's perfect, isn't it? So we're going to try the cheese. Let's have a look at this cheese. So I'm just going to try a bit of the cheese itself. So yeah, it's not a strong flavouring, so it'd probably suit everyone. It's a very plasticky kind of cheese, definitely a processed cheese. So let's put it on the cracker like it's supposed to, and try it the way it's supposed to be done. So that's quite nice. The cheese, because the cheese isn't overpowering, the cracker goes nice. You get the wholemeal flavour through that. Yeah, that was nice. I'm just going to try it with it's so plasticky. I'm going to try it with this cracker and see if there's any difference. You taste the cheese more than you do on that one because the wholemeal kicks through. So the cheese is quite nice on that one. I wonder if the applesauce, so the apple jam will be nice on both of them. So we'll try and cut this. So it's just a little notch. That seems to have worked. So let's have a look. And that looks like a really nice thick puree apple with spices in it. So I'm just going to give the apple a try first. That is perfect. It's a puree starter jam. There's some spice through it, but it's very, very weak. It's not sugary. You can taste the apple. That is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to try it on the cracker. So the wholemeal cracker and the apple jam, they seem to complement each other. It's a nice mix. So let's try it just on the normal flour cracker. Yeah, because these are a little less flavour to them, because obviously it's got the wholemeal. These allow the whatever you're having on it to complement in a way that you get to taste what's actually on it better, but you get the texture of the cracker, whereas these would probably be better for something like gun dog in it, and using it with your, breaking it up and using it for a bit of texture in your rice. So let's just, I'm not going to break it up, I'm just going to try it with the rice. There we go. Yeah, those wholemeal crackers definitely complement that main dish better. So these crackers would be good for having the stuff on it, so you're getting a taste of what that is. These wholemeal crackers go brilliant. It's like having it with bread or something. It's just, that's what that kind of feeling, the taste on the tongue is. It's absolutely brilliant. I'd say the wholemeal is better for kind of gun dogging it up into your main entree. So let's try this this juice. I'm just looking, it doesn't look like it's completely dissolved. It does say 200, that's a bit weird, but we'll try it anyway. That's okay. It's a sweetish, yeah, it's definitely a sweet taste to it, and you can taste the cherry. I quite like that. It's not too strong. It's weird that it's not dissolved, so I don't know if you add more water to that, or if that's just actual sugar from not the flavouring. So I'm not sure if I add more water would do anything to that. Let's try this tea. I've managed to put a bit of cheese. Oh great, I've put cheese in my tea. Oh well, we'll give that a try anyway. So I've put some sugar in that, and we won't talk it. There's no cheese flavour there, don't worry. That's a nice, I wouldn't say weak tea, but the flavour isn't as strong like some of the rations you get in your, oh, it's an overpowering tea. That is a very nice tea, the Royal Elephant. That is exceptionally good. So we'll try this chocolate. Don't tell anyone, because I wasn't an officer, so I don't want to get in trouble, but here we go. That's off-putting. No, not off-putting. It's confusing. So it's a dark chocolate, but when you bite into that, it's a very soft kind of chocolate. It feels milky, but it has that dark chocolate to it. It's definitely not bitter. I wouldn't say this bitter. I'd say that's more closer to milk chocolate than it is to dark chocolate. Exceptionally good. I do like that. So let's try this hand wipe out, because I forgot the last time on the last video. It took me a couple of attempts to remember. And as before, there's no real smell to that. Compared to my last Russian ration, pretty much the same thing, but wow, what a difference, so much better. Obviously the officers get a bit better quality, but this was exceptionally much better. Definitely would say boil this if you get it in the cans. If you have it in another ration, boil it up. Definitely boil this up, because you're going to get a much better taste. There's no burntness off the bottom of the can. That is absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to finish this one. I didn't finish the last one. I didn't eat any more, but I'm going to finish this one. I'm going to eat that up. I'm going to try a bit of a combination with that cheese and the crackers in there and see what I get. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks again to Delicious for posting this out to me. Why not give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, and I'll try and answer all your questions. Guys, have a great day. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Bye bye. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded that video. I'm sitting here editing it and I realise it's far too long, so I've cut it down so that I've got the review, and what I'll do is I'll put up a very short video of the translations and what everything in the menu translates to, if you want that, because obviously in the thing I just say what it is, but you know, you're not getting a look at the fronts of the packages and what the translations and what everything comes to. So I'll put up a shorter video with that if you're interested. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.